A creator recently made a video saying that their bad take is that they want men to foot the bill on a date, and their stitches are off, but I can tag them below. I don't think this want is anti-feminist. Men often tell women that if they want equal rights, then they should be prepared to split the cost of a date. This is a myopic and erroneous view of what justice for women looks like, and I think it's almost always intentionally manipulative.
Oh boy, asking a woman to practice what she preaches in equality by stating she needs to pay her half of the bill is somehow myopic? I'm just filled with true curiosity for her to explain how that statement is lacking imagination, foresight, or intellectual insight. Obviously, equality doesn't mean equality. It means whatever her feels want it to mean. But let's hear what else she has to say.
What this communicates, especially if he's asked her on a first date, is that women need to give more to men. They need to relinquish more in a world where they already have less financial and political power, and this man on the date still benefits from patriarchy and capitalism. The dispute isn't really about the bill, but whether one rejects a pernicious version of feminism that asks women to participate equally when they are still collectively subjugated on the basis of sex and gender. Male allies prioritize fighting the ways that patriarchy disadvantages women, not the negligible advantages it confers upon them. Probably still shared her location before the date in case he was a murderer.
Big words that really are on a very feeble foundation. Did this woman put in overtime searching for fancy words to try to make her argument seem valid? She claims women have less sexual power. How is that exactly true? As women are the gatekeepers to intimacy in the Western world. Not to mention they use their intimacy as a bargaining chip. But also, last time I checked, men get very long prison sentences for forcing themselves on women. They have less financial power. That was covered in the Equal Pay Act of 1963. I don't think she got the memo. Funny how women omit big facts like this when they try to play the victim card. And last but not least, less political power. Yep, it's not like there are more female voters than male voters out there. Can someone in the comments please point out irrefutable laws that subjugate women? Please, I'm genuinely curious to find a U.S. law that specifically subjugates a woman to a man's every whim. Now, is it me, or did she provide zero reason as to why women can't pay their half of the bill? Don't get me wrong, I am open to be corrected, but all I heard was, me have vagina, I not pay anything. But I love it when women vag-splain things. It's like being told things from the biggest voting bloc, pretending to be a minority. Moving on.
A lot of the men who talk about wifey types are the same ones who cheat on their wifey types because they have the Madonna whore complex, which means they don't actually sexually desire the woman they deem as wifey type.
So off the bat, she claims a lot of men who want wives are unfaithful. Methinks there is probably a hidden agenda here, but let's listen to what else she has to say.
You go on and on and on about this wifey type, right? But meanwhile, you don't even sexually desire her. Furthermore, a lot of you men who believe in this wifey type versus the whore, y'all have a problem with sex. And what I mean by that is you can't equate sex with respect and consent.
Oh boy, she basically claimed all men who want wives are violators. Way to prove your point by making farcical claims. That will do the trick. Also, she makes claims of men not being intimately desiring of their wives. And this whole time, intimacy-less marriages state a good percentage of the cause is due to wives refusing their husbands. I am starting to get a clearer picture here, but let's listen to the rest before I say my hunch.
You reserve your sexual desire for women you don't like and for women you inherently want to disrespect. But go ahead, continue with your wifey type videos.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here with what I am thinking. Just my opinion on limited evidence, but she sounds like a hurt side chick. She is bothered by men selecting wifey type women and then claims men have issues with drawing a line between women they will marry versus the pleasure and disposal women, and finally calls men predators. My follow-up question to her would be, who hurt you? If I were to guess, this young lady probably confronted the married guy she was having an affair with and told him, either commit to me or stay with your wife. Choose. And he probably chose his wife. I'm not saying what he was doing was right. I am saying this seems like a case of a wrongdoer trying to make others look like villains. Sweetie, you might want to look in a mirror and figure out that the person looking back isn't a victim. She is a predator. Moving on. These are, without a doubt, pre-wall reasons why women stay single. This young lady will be singing a different tune once she smashes up against the undefeated wall. Anyway, let's address her reasons one at a time. We always feel played. Excuse me, but that is something that women do overwhelmingly, especially before the wall. How do you think men feel when they get ghosted, when they are used for foodie dates, or when women just flake on them? Trust issues. That's because you keep thinking you are going to make Chad or Tyrone commit and then say, men can't be trusted once they have gone on to their next conquest. And this leads women to go deeper into their feelings. We overthink a lot. As a side effect of Chad and Tyrone moving on, these young ladies start to ask, aren't I special? How can you treat someone this way? After they have ignored and ghosted 90% plus of single men. But hey, keep it up until you get that single mother epiphany of, I need a good man to take care of me. That's when all the imps come rushing in. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.